I'm an American. I pay $1,600 for a flat that has no bedroom. That's 2/3 of my income. I'm an American. I work 50 hours a week. I don't have health insurance. I'm an American. I couldn't afford to have a child even if I wanted to. I'm $7,000 in debt. I'm an American. My health is declining because I can't afford Whole Foods because that's too expensive for my life. I am very overqualified for my job, but no one else is hiring. I'm an American. I make my boss hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, while I can barely keep myself alive. I'm an American. I have never been out of the States. I have never been on a vacation. I'm an American. I make $20-some an hour. A livable wage here is like 30-some. Yet I don't qualify for government assistance whatsoever. On the days I don't work, I'm so tired I just sleep all day. I'm an American. My electric bill is so expensive I sit outside in the heat because I can't afford to turn the AC on in the damn house. I'm an American, and I fear I'm just an average American. I'm living the American dream.
I got a letter recently that my property taxes are going to go up $600 a year from now on. I got a letter that my homeowner's insurance is going up $60 a month. My propane company sent me a letter that my propane is going to double this year. They just came and filled up my tank. It was $1,000. That's crazy. Also, as a entrepreneur and business owner, I get my health insurance through the marketplace. So you have the Affordable Care Act. I pay $45 a month. They just informed me that if this bill passes and I lose my tax credit, I'm going to go from $45 a month to $660 a month for health insurance. I need to buy a new car and I can't because the cars have gotten more expensive and the interest rates have gotten so much more expensive. I can't find a reliable car that has the same monthly payment of $450 a month that I've been paying now for a new car. Not necessarily new, but new to me. Groceries are insane, and it feels like every day I get a new email from another subscription that I have, whether it's Netflix, my website subscription, everything's increasing in price. And I sit pretty much every day stressed about money, and yet I know that there are so many people in this country that are way worse off than me, and they're not making it, y'all. They're not making it. What hurts me the most is that there are so many women, especially, that just cannot afford to leave abusive homes and they have to stay in it because of this economy. So are we great again, America? Like, is this what you voted for? Meanwhile, they all sit there in DC, not feeling any of these pressures, not doing anything about it, not giving a shit about the American people. I have been extremely poor and I have been extremely wealthy. And I know from firsthand experience that the wealthy people don't notice it. And most people are pretty self-absorbed and aren't thinking about other people anyway. So we got to talk about this more. We got to raise hell. We have to let DC know that this is not acceptable. Regardless of your party, we have got to help each other.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel once again. So guys, life in America, it has really become very hard, and also we have been seeing how majority of white Americans, they have been coming out crying they cannot even afford basic necessity. We have been seeing majority of white Americans, they have been losing their jobs. We have been seeing the white farmers, they have been also going bankrupt simply because of how life it has turned into in America. In this video, we are going to see how majority of white Americans, they are suffering, and also they are asking question if they are the only ones who are suffering, or even the black people, they are also suffering in America. So kindly guys, watch these clips, then I'll be back with more comment. All credits goes to the original creator of the video. I'm your host, Dash Lifestyle. Remember, this video, it is only for educational purpose.
What do you mean you didn't know? I am being so sincere right now because I truly want to understand how it is possible that in this day and age where we have access to any piece of information that we want in our hands, and we have 40 years of history that we can look back on for this individual, where a scenario exists that you legitimately wouldn't know. There have been dozens of women who have made allegations of SA that span 4 decades. There's video, pictures, audio, testimonies, flight logs. He has been held accountable in court for one of those essays? Where's the confusion? This is also an individual that has a history of conning people, not paying people. He's been in court hundreds of times over the last 4 decades. And I think he's lost about 92% of these lawsuits because he, in fact, does scam and cheat people. He has been found guilty of fraud in a court of law on 30 however many counts. Where's the confusion? Why are you not connecting that all of those things that span 40 years are the same exact person that is now in the White House right now? Where's the disconnect? And beyond that, where was the confusion about his policies? He told you what he was going to do. There's a 900-page manifesto. I know he said that, no, I don't know anything about that. But before the election, I asked, what is the difference between the policies that he's presenting and he's owning up to and the policies in Project 2025? I never got an answer because they were in fact the same. What he was saying out loud as the policies that he wanted to implement was what was in Project 2025. Yet we were told, no, that's not the case.
The cost of living in this country is currently, it's not going to be, it is currently unsustainable. And there are people that they know this, but then they'll still look at somebody else that's struggling and then tell them they're not doing good enough. I want you to imagine somebody that makes $75,000 a year. That's a pretty high up wage in terms of like top earners in this country, $75,000 a year. And we're going to go through some things here. This is a person with no debt outside of a car. And please don't hit me with the, you can go buy a car for, shut up, you can't, shut up, stop saying ridiculous things. An entry-level decent car is $30,000. So this person who puts $200 a month into insurance and they pay 5% into their 401k because shut up, people should be able to put money into their retirement. Because if you're not doing it now, you're never going to get to start doing it later. So after those two things come out of their paycheck, and their taxes are paid, they bring home $53,850 a year from a $75,000 paycheck. Average rent in my state for a 1-bedroom apartment, because an adult should be able to live by themselves, $1,700. That car payment at 6% for an entry-level, very reasonable sedan, nothing fancy, that car payment's $579 a month. Car insurance, $240 or so a month for a lot of vehicles in this day and age. You're a young person, you've got a nice job, but the insurance companies still want to screw you over. Food, you only cook at home. You never ever go out. You only cook at home and you only eat decent quality food because a human being should be allowed to eat decent quality food. You pay $879 a month for that. You spend $250 a month in gas. You wear and tear on your car $100 a month. $80 for your phone, $80 for your internet, $175 a month for your electricity, $70 for your water, $20 for your cash. You make $75,000 a year, and outside of a car payment, you have zero debt. Do you know how much money you have left over annually at a $75,000 wage? You do nothing. You don't own a Netflix. You don't go out on a date. You don't pay to go to a park. You don't go watch a movie. You do nothing. If you can't find it on the internet for free, you don't get to do it. If you can't cook it at home for your $800, you don't get to do it. You have $3,700 left over annually. That's like $320 a month. And there's going to be, well, that's $300. Shut up. Shut your stupid, contrarian, edgelord mouth. That's not a doctor bill, because God knows just because we have insurance doesn't mean that we don't still pay far out the ass when we go to the doctors. People like to be entertained. They want to date. They want to... There's those of you out there that will tell somebody living like this on $75,000 a year before taxes that they are not doing what they're supposed to do, that they should get a second job, that they should get a side hustle, that they should get a better job. And the fact that you would look at somebody with no debt other than a car and say something like this to them means objectively you're a moron and you live in a fantasy world. This is unsustainable.
I have no extra expenses, no bills out of my living. I have one credit card that's maxed because I've lived off of it. But other than that, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in 10 years. We have cell phones, but, you know, that's required to live on. But other than that, nothing extra. On paper, my bills are $2,701. My income is $2,710. Do the math. $9 a month before I pay for food, gas, car repairs, any entertainment. There's no money for that. And my car is dying. It's paid for, so I don't have car payments now that I'm going to replace. And I don't know how to do that on $9 a month. $9 to feed myself, $9 to buy a car, $9 for insurance. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is me because I worked 8.5 hours a day, knowing that it's not enough, that it won't be enough. Fuck you, Ontario.
I don't know who's out here living the American dream, but I can tell you one person who isn't, and that's me. I have 4 kids, and I'm working 3 jobs, and I'm still struggling. I have my full-time job. I'm a 911 dispatcher. My other 2 jobs, a waitress. The American dream should not be this hard. I should not have to be working my life away, being away from my kids. You know, sometimes I have to pick. Am I going to pay my electric bill or am I going to buy groceries? Because my kids need to eat. This is not the American dream. I'm so tired of struggling. You know, so many people are going to working multiple jobs just to pay for a house to sleep in, just to put their head down at night. This is not the American dream, not my American dream. That's why I started posting here on TikTok. So hopefully I can slow down some so I can spend time with my kids. Life shouldn't be this hard. I know one person that's making 6 figures and they're still struggling. Why's it gotta be so hard? Anyways, if you want to help this mama out from struggling, you know what to do. I'm headed into work to work at Buffalo Wild Wings today. I have to work a double. Say a prayer, I make some money.
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, but because he damn sure selling the look. But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for shitty britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for shitty britches. But they have been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants was taking their jobs, right? Racism is expensive, huh?
So y'all voted red and now you're broke, mad, and confused. So let's talk about it. The young people who voted for Trump and the Republican movement, they are already regretting their vote. And I'm not even going to pretend to be surprised because I knew it would happen. And y'all got to understand, it's because this is always the play. See, a lot of young people didn't have the tools to really critically think about the impacts of what Trump's policies would have on their lives. And you know why? Because the American education system was never built for you to think critically. It was built to keep you just smart enough to pass a test, but not smart enough to question power. So when the propaganda machine started pumping, most of y'all didn't even know how to check that stuff to know what was factual and what was a lie. You didn't even know how to look past the shiny slogans, the memes, the TikToks, and actually ask real questions like, how does this policy impact me, my rent, my student loan, my future? And now here you are, under this Trump-led regime, finding out the hard way that Republicans do not have your back. That same party that you thought was about freedom is deciding the books you can read now, what rights you have, and whether you can even afford to survive. And look, I get it. When you're young, it feels like political policies and government and all that stuff, it feels like it's just background noise. You think it's something for old people to just argue about, but you see, it is not just noise. It's your life, boo. And if you don't take this seriously, the folks who do take this seriously, you know that older generation that's been controlling everything forever, they gonna keep stacking the deck against you. So now my question is, now that you are living under the policies that you voted for, are you ready to wake up yet? Are you ready to stop treating government like a joke and start treating it like survival? Because until young people wake up, old people are gonna keep cashing checks on your future.
Did y'all see the video with the white man asking black people to step up and save America? Excuse me, sir. Didn't we try to sound the alarm and tell y'all that the competition that happened in November of last year, if you voted for the wrong person, what was going to happen? See, black people are the originators of all skin folk ain't kinfolk. We know that just because somebody look like you doesn't mean they have your best interests. So y'all, now your livelihood is affected, your business is affected, your family are affected. So now y'all are concerned and scared and worried and want us to step up and save y'all. And you know what's going to happen right after we save y'all? I mean, do we look like the Black Avengers? Right after we save y'all, y'all gonna go back to doing the same thing? So absolutely not. This is the consequences of your actions, and y'all are gonna have to sit with it. In the black community, there's a saying that I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard: you will be okay once the swelling goes down.
Every 5 seconds, I'm seeing a video of a minority group saying, where are the black people? We're at home. We're relaxing. We're chilling. We're hanging back. You're talking about come together. Why? We tried to do that. We've been trying to do that forever. All right? You can't sit up here and be mad at us for wanting to not roll with y'all right now. It's just what it is. It's like, let's say we was on a farm and black people plowed the field, planted the seed, watched it grow. In the midst of its development, there's food to be eaten off of it. Y'all come in and have no food. Y'all see ours. We share. But you see the white people field over there, and you thought that it tasted better whenever you got a little crumb of it. And so you thought, when the white people said, let's burn down their field, you thought that you was going to eat off their field. And now that you voted for that ass, voted to destroy our field, and you're watching it burn, you go over there with your bowls. Hey, can I get some food? And they go, fuck off. And now you're looking at us and you're running to the water and you're trying to get buckets and trying to pour it out onto the field because you realized that you was eating from that field. That was your main source. You fucked yourselves and tried to fuck us in the process. I mean, you literally thought that you was going to throw us to the side and get accepted by this, when we had already accepted and gave you a plate. And now, the field is burning, and you want us to run outside and get a bucket with you and pour it the fuck out? and put the fire out? No. How about this? Y'all put the fucking fire out. And y'all replant that bitch. And y'all show us y'all ready to do some work. Stop complaining. Stop looking at us. We did the work. We was here. You benefited off of our labor. You benefited after our protests, our demonstrations. Everything was geared to helping not just us, but your ass too. And I'm also talking to the white women, because you part of that minority group too. So, look, you can miss us with the, where is the black people at? We right here, just watching. We standing back and watching and seeing what the fuck you do. Because then that will determine what we decide to do later.
Instead of confronting the problems in their community, they immediately go to black people. You pivoting to black people. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's why I don't like to hear no talk from other groups, other immigrants. No, notice they didn't pivot to Hispanics. They didn't pivot to Asians. That's why all that people of color crap and all this other groups need to do this and that. No, they pivot immediately to black people. They didn't pivot to Africans. They didn't pivot to Caribbeans. Immediately pivot to us. That's what they do. They never want to confront their issues. And that alone, not confronting their issues, is what they're talking about. Their numbers. That's what's getting rid of your numbers, is you not confronting your issues. They were talking very, very greasy before this guy was captured. Now, since he's captured, all their conversation got different now. Trump was talking about radical left and all, but Trump was just going in about that. Right? Then they capture him and they like, oh, well, I mean, this is sad. I'm like, what I'm learning about, I have learned about that culture. They have a rule. It don't matter what horrific thing that they do, you do not openly condemn it. You don't. It don't matter who you do it to, who they do it to. And a lot of them like Charlie Kirk. I would think that they would really be just on the same energy. Why you turn the energy to black people when you should be turning it to your own community and say, wait a minute, hold on. What are we doing in this community? Why are we doing all this? It's no discussion.
Whoa. Hold up. I'm starting to see a lot of white people on this app start asking black people for help. Now, before you ask us for help, I need you to check your metrics. When is the last time you used your privilege to help out a black person? When is the last time you had a black friend? Have you ever had a black friend? Matter of fact, how many black people do you know? And I'm not talking about that one kid that you knew in school back when you integrated. Check your metrics. Now, based on your metrics, would you step in to help you?
So American farmers are complaining that most of them have gone bankrupt or they have unalived themselves. And the reason for this is because basically Trump has taken away all their workforce, and also because of the import tariffs that were imposed on places like China means that they are not able to import any machinery or anything, rendering their businesses completely unworkable. These are the people that voted for Trump because Trump saw that he was going to kick out all the immigrants from the United Kingdom. And now many of their lives and livelihoods are completely destroyed. So when are people ever going to learn that actually when you do something with the evil intentions of harming others, you will end up harming yourselves? So these people are begging Trump to do something about it. And he already did something about it. He got rid of the immigrants, which was their top priority, to get rid of immigrants. They have had ICE raids all over America, and farmers have been devastated by this policy as well as the tariffs. These are the people who cheered at Trump when he said that he was going to impose tariffs. And so Trump did nothing wrong. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. And these people had no ability to recognize the harm that they were going to cause themselves. And now many of them are crying because they face ruins.
Maybe y'all saw the news out of Nebraska today. Our state has, in fact, gone bankrupt. Due to his tariffs and the loss of all of our migrant farm workers, our state has lost over $500 million. It's so bad that Governor Pillen had to call and ask him for a bailout, and we don't know if he's going to give it to us. My husband and I did used to own a farm here in Nebraska, and thanks to the loss of all the workers, we went bankrupt, and bankruptcies in our state overall are at a record high right now. It's still just so weird to me because we all voted red. Nebraska, every county, every district overwhelmingly voted red, and that seems to have been the reason that we're all out of business now. And that just doesn't make that much sense to me. If you vote for a party, shouldn't they protect you? Shouldn't they pass policies that will help you stay out of bankruptcy? And it's not just the farms, but the whole state is going under because we voted red. When you're a farming family like mine, I can see now that it is important to think before you vote.
If you're an American farmer, right, or were, considering, some of you guys are going out of business, between the years of 2024 up until now, right, I'm not even gonna hold you, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you. Right? After seeing the way that you let Donald Trump play in your face, now I don't believe that you and I's paths should ever cross. I'm a city girl. You understand? But in the event that it happens, in the event that it actually does happen, and you tell me that you are a farmer, I'm going to let you know off rip that you have lost so much of my respect. And I know it probably doesn't mean much. But after seeing you guys literally hold council meetings to pray to the man that literally is 100% responsible for all the shit that you're going through, for you actually losing your business, and y'all haven't done nothing? Y'all ain't say shit? Y'all not angry? No, nothing? Y'all literally losing your livelihoods. Losing your livelihoods, and you're silent. You're silent. And y'all wanted to replace people in the fields? Y'all wanted to replace your workers? Why didn't you just go out into the fields? Y'all take orders really well. Really well. No backlash, no back talk, no nothing. Y'all should have been out there in the fields. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This was y'all last month begging in council meetings, praying to Donald Trump to help you, right? Y'all were begging for it. What's the title of this one? Farmers are struggling under Donald Trump? And let's just scroll down a little bit further, shall we? Let's read. Farmers across the country have fallen on hard times in the wake of a number of President Donald Trump's policies, despite being one of his most loyal voting groups. Dear Lord, we're hurting. We're hurting here, Lord. Please, if Donald Trump really loves us, please show us the fruit of your love. Do you remember that prayer? Do you remember that prayer? Here's the best part. Here's the fucking best part, right? The person that you guys are praying to, that you're asking to please save you from the very problem that he brought to your fucking front door, right? He brought it to your doorstep. You're praying for him to be the person to solve the problem. And he keeps telling you, he's trying. He's trying. We have to help our farmers. I'm doing everything that I can. We need to help the farmers. We need to help the farmers. That's what he says, all while not helping the farmers. But yesterday, he gave Argentina $20 billion. He gave Argentina $20 billion to help them with their economy. And and here's what's the best fucking part about it. Due to his tariffs, our exports in soybeans have plummeted, right? China's no longer doing business with us. Guess who has now become the replacement for soybean exports to China? Argentina. So not only did Donald Trump give them money that he could have gave you, could have gave it to you. Not only did he give it to Argentina, but he also, because of his tariffs, they got your business. They got your business. Argentina is not only getting our tax-paying dollars for $20 billion lump sum, they also have your business. And due to the relations right now, the tension between China and the U.S., I fear they're not coming back. They're not coming back. You think that I'm lying? Look at that. Soybeans were, you see how it's already changed? Were a leading export for the United States. If you go down to the first bulletin point, you'll see trade freezes with China. That's the #1 exporter for soybeans here in the United States, but we don't have them anymore. Combined with corn, you understand, in 2024, they accounted for $110.2 billion or 45.4% of the U.S. crop cash receipts. You understand? After cattle, if you go down to the third bulletin point, right? After cattle, corn and soybeans were the second and third highest valued crop commodity here in the United States. But our farmers, they're fucked. So all that money, gone. It's gone. The United States economy don't get that anymore. But who's really feeling it? The farmers. And my main reason for why I don't have no respect for you white American farmers anymore is because had anybody else been responsible for you losing your entire livelihood, you would have turned this fucking country upside down. But because it's Donald Trump, you're silent. You're fucking silent. Y'all are weak. You can't even feed your kids. Y'all can't even feed y'all kids because of what Donald Trump did. And there's nothing from you. Anytime we actually hear anything from you guys, y'all are being fucking passive. Y'all are asking for help from the person that's actually the fucking culprit. Where the fuck does that make sense? How does that make sense? But had it been anybody else, if anybody else was responsible for you losing your entire livelihood, generation worth of a business, y'all are losing it in the blink of a fucking eye because of one man, and y'all haven't done anything to take that man out yet? Couldn't be me.
So guys, I hope you have watched that video and you have seen how white people, they are really suffering in America. And also for those MAGA people, for those Republicans who vote for this administration, also they are coming out regretting for voting for this administration, because majority of them, they are coming out and say they didn't voted for this. So these people, they were expecting that they will not be punished by voting with this administration, simply because these people, they saw the policy, they know the policy that this administration it is coming in with will only affect immigrant people and black people and the people of the color, but they didn't expect this government's policy to come and punish them, and that's why they are having a rude awakening. Majority of them, they are regretting for voting for this administration. We have been seeing how the white farmers, they have been going bankrupt simply because these white farmers, they went ahead and vote for deportation, and they knew very well that the people who are helping them in the farms, they are immigrant people. So these people, they went ahead and vote so that these people can be deported back to their country, so that they can bring black people to come and help them and do the job that immigrants they were doing in the farms. But black people, they have refused to come and help the white farmers in the farm. So the white farmers, they are now asking question if the black people, they are not suffering, they are okay, simply because they feel like they are the only people who are suffering. But also black people, they are suffering. It is like black people, they have been suffering for years, and black people, they know how to thrive in a hard economy, in a harsh economy, and that's why black people, they have decided to stay silent. They are not complaining. The black people, they are also suffering, but they are not coming out complain, simply because they knew the people who have brought all this problem, it is the MAGA people, it is the white people who have brought all this problem. So the white people, before even the election, I saw majority of black people coming out and warning these MAGA people not to vote in for this administration, not to vote for Donald Trump. But these people, they didn't listen. These people, they thought that black people, they want to vote for Kamala Harris, and these people, they saw agenda. They saw agenda of Kamala Harris, and also they saw that Kamala Harris, she's not a white person, she's a black woman, so they didn't want to vote in. So this is to tell you that these people, they went ahead and vote their own. This is to show, this is to tell you that these people, they are racist. These people, they voted for racism, and also these people, they voted against their own interests. And this show you that these people, they voted so that they can punish black people. But it has turned out that the people who are really suffering and the people who are really crying in America, it is the white people. And black people also, they are suffering. It is like black people, they knew what it is coming, and black people, they planned, they knew what it is coming, and they organized themselves. They were very okay with what it is coming, and that's why right now you can see the white folks, they are they are really crying. Majority of them, they have been losing their jobs. We have been seeing how the white people, they have been losing their jobs. Majority of them right now, they cannot even afford basic necessity. And also it has reached to a point whereby I've been seeing majority of white people, they are now living inside their cars, inside their stores. You can imagine how life it has changed in America. Majority of them, they're living even in their stores. In the store, you can imagine. And also majority of them, they have decided also to turn their vehicle to be a moving house. You can imagine that it is how life it is in America, and it is all because of these white people. I think right now America, it is under judgment. God is punishing right now white Americans because of the wrongdoings they have been doing, because these people that have been voting for years, imagine, for over 400 years, these people, they have been voting to punish black people. These people, they have been voting for racism. These people, they have been voting against their own interests. The only thing that these people, they wanted is to see black people suffering. I think the white joy is to see black people suffering. But these people, they are not happy to see black people becoming successful. They are not happy to see black people thriving in America. They are not happy. Their joy is to see black people suffering. But thank God right now, they are the people who are really suffering. It has reached to a point whereby they are now starting to ask help from black people. I saw the white farmers, they came together and they were asking the black nurses to come out during the weekends to help them in their farm, so that they can help them to pick the blueberries and the crops in the farm instead of the crops rotting. Because right now we have been seeing white farmers that have been crying simply because, and they're going bankrupt simply because people are not showing up in their farms. The workers, they are not showing up in their farms. And because of that, we have been seeing their crops, it is rotting in their farms. And they're now calling black people to come and help them to pick the crops. But the black nurses, they refused. They told them that no, we didn't learn to do that job. Right now, these people, they voted for deportation. These people, they voted so that they can bring black people in the farms like the days of slavery. But black people, they have refused. So these people right now, they need to learn their lesson. Why are they right now asking help from black people? And when black people, they have been wanting their help, these people that have been keeping quiet, black people that have been going through all those challenges and the struggle right now, they are going through, black people that have been going through for over 500 years, but they have never come out and helped black people. They have never come out and protest with black people. Why are they right now calling black people to come and help them? Whenever these people that are being hurt, if something it is hurting them, these people, they will come out and ask help. If something it is not hurting them, if something it is hurting the black community, the black people, these people, they will not talk, they will sit down. But right now, because they are the ones who are also going through the challenges and the problem, they want to involve black people, they want help from black people, they want black people to come and unite with them. But I'm so proud of our black people. The black people, they have refused. They are telling them that you guys, you are the ones who brought all this mess. Kindly, you just go ahead and know how to overcome. Because you are the one who voted for this administration. You believed so much in Donald Trump. You believe his policy. Why are you right now crying? Why are you crying right now? Why are you begging us for our help? And yet when we were asking your help, you are just been keeping quiet. So right now, it's these people that are having a rude awakening. And I've been telling you that America, it is under judgment. Right now, what it is happening in America, it is under judgment. Because right now, I can see even in America, majority of people, they cannot afford to pay their health care. You can imagine. The other day, I saw Republicans, they went ahead and voted to crash the big, beautiful bill. You can imagine, they are taking away the health care to the Americans. Those people who they cannot right now afford to pay their medical bill, they are in big trouble. We have been seeing the rural hospital shutting down simply because they crashed the big, beautiful bill. And this big, beautiful bill, it was helping these rural areas. You can imagine. These rural areas, it was also at the big, beautiful bill, also it was helping those children to give them the snacks. You can see right now what it is happening in some of the hospital. If you can't pay in a hospital right now, there's no need of you going there because it has become expensive. And this is because right now the people who are in government, they are billionaires. And you know, these billionaires, they are coming out with the policy which it is only favoring them. And I've been telling you that if you are a billionaire in America, you will, America, it is now for you. But if you are a poor people in America, America, it is not for you. Right now, America is for the billionaires. The policy that they are, the people who are government, they are billionaires. They don't care about the poor people. And that's why you can see they're crashing the healthcare. You can see how these people, they went ahead and brought tariff, and this tariff, it has made life in America to be more expensive simply because you have been seeing the grocery price, it has been going up. And all this, what it is happening, it is because of these MAGA people. Black people, they want them, but they didn't listen. So guys, I want to read some of the comments here and see what people that have come out and say. This one saying that, wait until you have to go out in the field for 16 hours picking your own fruits. Or by the way, we weren't paid when we did it. Bad luck now. So this one is telling the MAGA people, the farmers, to call their MAGA people, because they're the ones also who voted for this administration. They need to call their own people in the farms instead of calling black people in the farms. This one saying that the price of racism and bigotry. Yeah, that is the price of racism. This one saying that we as black have been living like this for forever. We are used to it, but with God we survive. Black people, they have been going this for over 500 years, but through God they have survived. So these people also, they need to survive because they're the people who brought this problem. And you can remember the problem that black people, they were going through, it was brought with these white folks. So right now they have also brought the problem themselves. So they need to deal with that. So kindly guys, subscribe if you haven't liked this video, share and also comment. See you on my next one. Bye bye.